Hi, I'm here. How do I don't know, remember what any of these... Nope, not that one! Wrong one! Wrong one! I don't know what I'm doing. There we go! I figured it out. Oh, today's just a fun day. Today's just a real fun day where I definitely know what I'm doing. I'm definitely fully awake and everything's just going great. Boop ba boop 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 boop. Alrighty. Oh boy, today has been a day so far already, and I would like to go back to sleep, but it is far too late for me to do that. So, what are we going to be animating today? That is a great question. The answer is, honestly, we're going to be animating something pretty easy. My very talented friend, drew a bunch of very pretty art for a, for the home game that I play in, and it's beautiful. It's great. And I have had a short in mind that I've wanted to do for one of my characters and one of the other characters for a while, and it's been a lot of fun to like. It's honestly it's probably been in my head for, oh gosh, probably one of the longest that I've had in my head for a while. Where is it? Where is Dokasur, Zappy, Foggate Isle, Spark the Kindling? There it is, found it. The only one I have under that one. Yeah.
My cousin Rupert's mac and cheese.
Well, that's not it. It seems like the original one that I copied and copied the link for is no longer there. There it is.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
How many hours have you slept this week?
Dare.
Go to sleep!
I don't like this game.
Truth or dare?
So that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna so we'll be using that. That one.
Truth or dare?
Truth.
But this one will.
How many hours have you slept this week?
Dare.
Go to sleep!
I don't like this game.
Truth or
I like this one because it also applies to me as well as the character that I'm playing. It is truly the dumbest thing that I can, the best thing I could do would be to take care of myself, but I refuse, okay? I refuse to take care of myself, and I never will. I will continue to push myself until I am a husk of a person, and I will be successful doing that or die trying. Don't actually do this. This is very bad advice. There's a reason that normally this stream is called not art advice. And honestly, like, not life advice either. Truth or dare? How much sleep? Boop. So yeah, so we will be using my friend's beautiful, beautiful art. I did contribute to it. I didn't. My friend drew and shaded the art, but I colored it, and it's pretty, and I like it. And I should have, you know, in hindsight, I actively haven't sent this to anyone in the group because I wanted to send everyone at the same time. And I'm just now realizing that I never, that there's a problem with that because I never actually sent it to one of my friends for approval. But we're going to just deal with that. And if they want me to change something later, then I can change something later. Am I the dumbest dumb that's ever dumbed? Yes. Absolutely. Yeah, this has been a very very much has been a week of not sleeping, which is fun. Okay, actually, I found there is a channel that we will be listening to. Just a playlist of that. Boop. Give me a playlist. That one works. And so if I get copywritten on this stream, I'm going to file a complaint against the channel No Copyright Sounds because I would like to have words if I get copyright. If I get a copyright notice. What do you mean the page crashed? Page is not allowed to crash. All right, but you can close. All right, I need to take care of that. I will do that after the stream today. After the stream. But the nice thing about this is that I have already I did not draw. I have already finished updating the art. As I said previously, my friend made the art for me, and so I just get to use it. It won't be fully animated, but I mean, after like 2 weeks ago, it's kind of like one of the things of like it doesn't need to be. As long as I'm happy with it, then we'll be happy with it. Oh, but here's the thing that I've forgotten about this is that hair skiing is a thing, and it's beautiful, and she did a great job on the hair. It is not a PNG. It is not PNG. There's a reason why we lose. You say you wanna cry, but you never do. There's a reason why we lose. Oh, I'm also like realizing, going back, there are some details in this, which is fine. It's nice. It's nice to see some extra little details. I'm gonna go color those in real quick. I guess we will. I guess we will be doing our living stream. Let's pull up Reflector. There's a reason why we lose. Alright, there we go. Switch over to that. And bada bing, bada boom. We have a little bit there. Alright, so as you can see, undo that. As you can see, I have this very beautiful art that my friend drew. It's very pretty. I love it. Just to go into the other gallery. This is the art that was drawn for the other friend. She drew the entire party. It's all great. I will be doing something with it eventually, but I need to like finish coloring it. And also for her, the only one that I have like the full file for, there's the it sounds weird to say this, but the full file for is my character. The rest of them have a color overlay that I had to desaturate to get rid of and kind of play around with. But it will be the same file size, so once it's done, I'll just replace the file. But until then, we're just gonna have to use this. That being said, I'm honestly, this is Thorn. She's Tabaxi Rogue, and the art is so pretty, and there's so many details, and it's so shiny, and it's very pretty, and I love it. It was so much to color. I fully exported it and like sent it to a friend. I'm like, hi, I'm done. And then I looked at it later and I went, I'm not though. I forgot a thing. And so we had to go back and do it afterwards. But, and with that, let's, oh, you know what, before we do that, let's color, I'm realizing that I forgot the eyebrows. I never actually colored her hair because her hair is white, so it was like, oh, perfect, I don't have to do that, which is true, but now I have to, now I have to cut it out, which is not fun, but it's fun. It's no big deal. I will get that. So you might wonder, how are you doing this? Like, what are you coloring it? Because you said that she did shading, and I'm like, yes, I did. Only if you played with that. I'm sure that like actual artists probably aren't wondering this, or if they are, they're curious about what mistakes I'm making. In which case, I'm sure I'm making a few. But it's fine. It's fine. So it's not actually a PNG. This is the original layer right here. I have it set to linear burn, which seems to be doing the trick. It does depend on like the color, actual color. If it's lighter, then or if it's darker, I think. No, if it's lighter, then I can put it underneath and it's fine. But if it's darker, I'll have to put it over, like as a different type of overlay, depending on whatever I wanted to do with that. Nope, not what I wanted. Not what I wanted. I've been working on these for a little bit. I have another character that's very close to being done, but I kind of want to get... He won't be in the short. Oh. He won't be in the short, and should send some image actually over to that player. Because it was really fun, because Thorn is a very colorful character. She was who I was coloring directly before. But then, afterwards I moved on to Ian, who is kind of like the dad of our group. And I was like, ooh, these colors and these colors. And I was like, this will work perfectly. And then I was like, oh, you know what? I should ask the player, like, hey, what's the color palette you had in mind? Would this work for them? And she was like, oh yeah, no. Like green and silver, and I was like, okay, but would he wear gold? Because like the second I asked, I thought about his character, and I'm like, he probably wouldn't ever wear gold, would he? And I was right, which was a fun realization, a fun little moment of going, no, I gotta fix this. Let's switch my palette to. Did I actually give Donna a palette? I did not. So we're just going to use my No Show Spoilers palette. Oh, also you might notice I have a lot more brushes now. I got a lot. For my art, I still typically use only these two brushes, which have typically been my favorite. The hard airbrush and the studio pen. I think we have it over here. I'm gonna leave those alone because I don't remember. I don't think she actually has those. But she might. I don't know. I should know. I should know. But as you may be aware, I have what we like to call in the business dumb bitch energy. Normal. Let's see if I can just color this. And, oh gosh, there's like a whole trim there that I will add to. See, the funny thing is that like the more I do it, the more I feel. The more I do it, the more details I find and like will begin to touch. And so mine, there are a lot of details that I just quite frankly missed. yeah, like this entire line here, right there. All of these dots. Every little bit of those are things that I will, now that I see them again, go back and like color in each line. And I did that for the other characters. And yeah, now it's yeah. Okay, why won't that work? Okay, well, it won't work, so we're gonna have to just do. Don't want to mess with that, so we're gonna do. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go up to multiply at the very top, and then see what works and what doesn't. Lighter color seems like it might be a good fit. Hard light, probably not. Linear light, pin light. Saturation, color, luminosity. Okay, but here's the thing. Like, okay, so we're gonna have it under vivid light. And then we're gonna just make sure, because that gives us a very good outline of what actually is and isn't there. And then we're going to erase everything else around it. And once again, is there a better way to do this? Absolutely there is. 1000% there is a better way to do this. But I am someone who will just go, this works, so we will do it that way. Lighter color seems to be, honestly, the play, I think, here. Okay. Alright, give me saturation. Ooh, exclusion. Perfect. There we go. That's exactly what we want here. Because it shows up on both ends. The other one was having a little bit of trouble showing up. Okay. And zoomed in, it doesn't look too great, but once you zoom out, it's a very small detail, and honestly, just being a different color is kind of all we need. Oh, okay. So as you can see, I added a little bit of a glow here to these colors and these magical effects. But I'm like, do I want to keep them? And then I remember, I can keep them. It's actually going to be easier to keep them, because what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut out this frame and then minimize, basically mask it out. And then after I'm done with that, I will be able to export that, but the rest of it will still shine, or it should. I believe it will, yeah. Yeah, it still will. So let's get to it. That's wrong. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're just going to go trace out the entire thing. Now you might ask, isn't there a better way to do this? And again, probably there is. But this is kind of just the more difficult way that I would do it via a Photoshop, but and I could just like export this to Photoshop, cut it out that way. But the problem is that the second I get to the hairs, it is going to be much more difficult to do that via the tool in Photoshop. So at this point, I'm like, you know what? I'd rather just go for it this way. There's just a nice little bit of outline. I'm cutting through everything. Yeah. So this is Adana Fairfax. She's my original character. She's I guess we'll just kind of like talk about her for a little bit. She is a character that's gone through a lot of changes since the start of the game. And that is a whole thing that she just kind of has to deal with, or has been dealing with. And full disclosure, she hasn't dealt with it well a lot of the times. A lot of times she has dealt with it very poorly. Explicitly the wrong way you should deal with some stuff. But, yeah. Originally she was a tiefling. Tiefling blood hunter. And, she... as a child, was she belongs to the Fairfax family, which is a like very prestigious line of monster hunters. Very Witcher. Or sorry, not Witcher. Witcher inspired in like abilities and like things she would do as like just blood hunter it kind of is, but more so think Belmonts. And her family is like a prodigious line of monster hunters, and she, when she was a child, all elven for the most part. When she was a child, though, she started sprouting horns, and she became / discovered she was a tiefling. And I said that the reason she was a tiefling was because some devil or demon had sworn vengeance against the Fairfax family, because the Fairfax monster hunters do be getting in bad guys' businesses, and they had who knows who it could have been at any point. But because of like something that the Fairfax family had done, it was like, vengeance will be mine, and they cursed her to become a tiefling. That was what I said. Internally, I was like, there are like 500 other things that could have happened. My personal favorite thing that could have happened. It's kind of been confirmed that she was right and in her assumption at this point. But my personal favorite was that the idea of like parasitic bird eggs. I heard about this afterwards, and like kind of like in the middle of like maybe this happened. I don't remember. It's some kind of bird. I think it's cuckoos, but they will lay their eggs in like the nests of other birds, and then like kick the original like egg, or one of the original eggs, out of the nest, so it like dies, and then just like leave. And so the cuckoo bird, I think it's cuckoo bird, will whatchamacallit, words. I cannot speak words today. It's very much been a day so far, and I apologize for this. So the cuckoo bird will like just grow up and be a parasitic bird that was never actually their child, but they will still like the where the nest hatches in, the parents will usually still take care of it. And it's really dark and messed up. But I was like, man, what if like some devil just thought it was like really funny. I was like, hey, I'm just gonna swap like some tiefling child with this, or like I don't know, like I sired a child and something, and it's like now there's like a little tiefling guy running around, and I'm just gonna like put them in the monster hunter family, and that's what happened. There was also like the option that like her mom had just been unfaithful, which I was like actually totally down for. Her mom is a little flirtatious. We haven't actually met her in game yet, and like that's like the other thing is that like this character was very much something that was like built in. Like I had to come up with something really quick, and I was like, okay, and we're gonna run this. So I never like fully typed out a backstory, and well, I never did before the game. I have like somewhat recently of like, oh, you know what? Like I got full into the backstory. Like here's my entire family tree, and here's the origin of my name and how it came about, and like what my here's all of my family and extended family. And I got like really into it, and it's mostly typed out. The rest is mostly in my head. There's a fair chunk that's still in my head, and I need to finish typing that so I can send that over to my DM. You would think that this is something that I would have gotten to him before. Like we've been playing for I don't know, over a year and a half. I don't know, how long have we been playing? It's been a while. But yeah. But yeah, so there was like a lot of like things of like normally when I make a character for D&D, if it's a normal game, I will usually create a character of this is what they believe happened, and like everything that I give you is what they know as far as they know. I'm like really zoomed in, and I did not need to be, and that wasted a lot of time, I think. This is what they believe to be happened. This is what they believe to be true, and whether or not it's actually true is usually dependent on the DM. And I'm okay with that most of the time. It's like as long as it's a DM you trust, which I do trust my DM, then I think there's nothing wrong with that. I think I do think though that it's important to also like be very clear with your DM about that, because it's like, yo, I'm okay with you like twisting things a little bit to be like, yeah, this is how I interpreted it, and this is what happened, but here's what actually happened. And like there are definitely some points that are like, this makes more sense to like change than others, or like certain things it's like this is okay to change but this isn't, and so yeah. But yeah, so she was born a tiefling, and then an optional rule that we have in this game is there are these flaw feats that are optional that you can take, but if you do that at level 1, you also get a reward feat, which is just any free feat that you want to take. And I am a slut for feats. I'm also a slut for weakening a character. I think it's very interesting. I don't, as long as you're still going to be effective. That's kind of my thought process. Is that like the last thing I don't mind having a character that's weaker. I still just want to be able to like do the things that my character should be like able to do. And like, you know, I still want, everyone wants to have fun still, everyone wants to be like effective still, but it's like, having a weakness. So, for example, originally, very Witcher-esque on this. Donna there was a flaw feat called, I don't remember what it was. I don't remember what it was called, but any beast-type creatures did not like me. They could target me for, like, in combat if we came across them, which, fun fact, bugs are technically beasts. But yeah, like, so, like, any beast-type creature, it was basically like, oh yeah, the Witcher thing of like, oh, dogs don't like you, it's because you're cursed, and da-da-da. Which I thought was cool. A very big thing for me for her was that she uses, like, traditionally dark and bad magics, and, like, her whole family does, and they're like, a lot of people are like, yeah, man, the Fairfaxes are kind of weird. But yeah, so she, like, has had issues with animals. And gosh, this happened a while ago. But then we were traveling through the Feywild, and, like, a lot of things started, like, as we found this witch or wizard or spellcaster in the Feywild that's like, yo, we can like, try and pull the devil out of you. And I was like, what? So me being, like, the person that I am was immediately like, yeah, let's do it. It was like, it was a little bit of a thought process, and, like, we left, but it was like, but the other thing was that I think it was like a week later, like a week in between the decision and me, like, actually pulling the trigger on it. But the thing is that the second, like, my thought process is that I'm like, if I am playing a character and I'm like, my entire character is like, this is my entire thing, this is what I want to do, this is what I'm working towards, and if you give me an option to do that, I'm like, yeah, we're gonna take it. Like, that's, why wouldn't, like, I not take it? And I didn't want to, so, because, like, I've seen some stuff like that, some players do that, like, well, this is actually what I'm gonna play, and I'm like, that's fair, but it's like, if you don't want to adapt and, like, play something that you, like, if you do, like, play what you want to play, first off. If you want to play, like, this character, play them, build that character, play them, and there's nothing wrong with that. But also, like, if you build towards, like, the dumbest thing, and you're like, I'm not gonna, like, oh yeah, my character's entire goal is to do this thing, is to do Y, then, like, when I give you the option to do Y, like, you should probably take it. Like, obviously within reason. But it's like, if, you know, I don't know. I had a thing like that happen, but it was like, I mean, she really did not like, she didn't like, it wasn't that she honestly didn't like being a tiefling. She did, because being a tiefling is cool. But there was, like, so much, it was, like, more the fact that somebody had done it to her that she was upset about, and there was also, like, a very big thing for her was that the appearance of the family and the sake of the family is always kind of been the most important thing for her. And she was like, so when she got turned into a tiefling, the flaw that she got was, oh, I can't, like, my all the animals hate me, and my dog, my pet dog no longer likes me, and, like, actively growls me, which is heartbreaking to think that could happen to you. But the reward feat I took was the Eldritch Invocation Pact, where you get the free Warlock Invocation, which is such a good feat, honestly. But I took Disguise Self at will, Mask of Many Faces, which is such a good, just so good, and such a good feat, or just a feature. Like, honestly, if you pick up, there are some invocations that are just really good. And that's one of them. There are also some that are really bad, like cast slow with a warlock spell slot once a day. Not great. I'm gonna be real with you. Not great. I'm not saying slow is a bad spell. I'm saying that you should just like be able to cast it innately without using a spell slot once a day. And then like you still also always know the spell and can then like cast it later. That's my thought process. Because then there's other stuff like read all writing, which isn't so here's the thing. A lot of stuff in D&D is like, oh, this is mechanically it's not that strong. And it's like, yeah, when you're looking at damage, when you're looking at like raw damage dealing, yeah, this isn't that strong of a an ability. But if you like apply a little imagination to these, or depending on your game type, it can be insanely powerful. For example, Disguise Self, gosh dang, it's like, it wasn't good on her. Okay, it was a lot of fun, and I love that feat, and I would love that feature back at any point I can get it. Because it's so good. So good. But, she wasn't, like, really built for it. Like, her charisma isn't that high. It's, like, not bad. I want to be, like, but I think it's, like, 12. But it's not that high. And then, what else was I saying? I don't remember. Oh, but, and, like, even without it, like, being built for it, it's just a good, just a good spell. Like, just to have, like, that you can cast at will. It's like, oh, who needs a disguise kit? Just be whoever you want to be. And also, like, realistically, 1000%, as me, as an actual person, would love to have that, invocation. Like, that's such a good thing. It's like, hey, you have body dysmorphia? Guess what? Never look at yourself, like, in a way that you don't, like looking at yourself again. Hey, guess what? Do you want to change the color of your clothes? Like, go for it. Hey, like, there's so much to it that it's just like, this is such a good feature of just like, oh, I want to change what I look like all the time. And yeah, you could just be a changeling, but also, like, yeah. Look, I'm also going to be real. I love illusion magic. It is by far my favorite school of magic. And, I just think it's the most fun. Surprise, like, big surprise, right? A VFX artist likes the illusion school. Yeah. But yeah, so she went through, gosh dang it, this is gonna get, oh my gosh, we have so much. There's so much this is gonna do. Oh boy. But yeah, so she, gosh, there's gotta be a better way to do this. But yeah, so she could cast Disguise Self at will. And because of that, she was also like the illusion variant tiefling. So she had like minor illusion and stuff like that. But the other thing that she did was the other thing she did was she like started isolating herself and didn't and like hid the fact that she was a tiefling because she could cast like Disguise Self at will. She would cast it all that she kept it up all the time. And that is surprising that's under yeah, okay. She words. She kept it like whenever like there was a party or something like that, she kept Disguise Self up at all times. Just to like because she was like, oh yeah, no, I am elf. I am normal elf person. We are not like cursed family. Because again, she's a noble. She was like very much informed and like knew the courtly dance is the word I'm going to use, but like I obviously I don't mean like the actual like, oh, she was like dancing, like obviously she does know how to dance too, but that's not her that's not what I'm talking about. She's like the political dance, and she's like, ah, yes, okay, so it's like she would do her best to do that, and her parents are like, okay, if you want to do that, we're gonna let you do that, but you don't have to. And she's like, no, we have to do it. Because, like, you know, she, like, as a younger child, she'd, like, heard people talking about her family. And she's like, no, my family's great. We're not evil. And they're not. They just use dark magic. But not necromancy, because that's, like, actually kind of evil, inherently. I have, like, weird takes on necromancy that a lot of people don't necessarily share, but I'm just gonna throw this out there. If necromancy doesn't use any part of like a human soul or anything like that, then tell me why it's a 3rd level spell that lasts way longer. Also, it specifically has to like have human bones and stuff like that. Why does it do all that? And do all that, and yet a like 5th level spell that does something similar only lasts about like a minute. Just saying. There's like extra magic to be inferred there, and it's okay if you do it. Like, play your necromancer, but I'm like, that's a little sussy-wussy. That's all I'm saying. Oh, gosh. Okay, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna, like, get a little bit quicker, because I am losing a bit of patience on this. But yeah. So then, so we met this witch wizard spellcaster in the Feywild, and she's like, yeah, I can pull the devil out of you, and so we're like, yeah, do that. And so that happened, and then she just kind of became like uncanny for a while, and I was like, well, what race am I now? And he's like, the DM's like, you're not. And I went, what does that mean? He's like, you're just not. You have no racial traits whatsoever. I was like, what? So I just like lost all my racial traits from that move, and I was like, oh, okay. So that was interesting. It was a wee bit interesting to have that happen. So yeah, so that happened. And then, so like for a while, I was just like, I have no race. I like racial traits or at all. Like I was not a tiefling. I was not an elf. I just was like, I looked elvish, but like just a little off. And so I was like, okay, all right, we do that. And like the angles weren't quite as angular as an elf should probably be. It was interesting. And I was like, okay. Mechanically, it was not the best. Mechanically, it was like, oh no, I'm just straight up weaker. Oh, but the best part about it was I did get a not quite a familiar, but I did get a little buddy. And he had all of my devil bits, my devil devilry, just like inherent, like, and just that it pulled out. But he also had like some Fey mixed into him because like the Fey magic had pulled him out. So they were just I was like, what are they? It's like, yes, they are they. And so the other thing is she, like, as an adventurer that was like going around, I was like, well, because like she got knocked out, and so like some time went by and she recovered, and then suddenly she was it was like she was outed to the group. She's like, oh yeah, I'm actually a tiefling. And everyone's like, okay, that's weird that you had to hide that. She's like, well, it's not like you specifically. But it was also like, oh, you know what I should do? I should like not tell everyone I'm who I am and then just walk around as a tiefling. And just like be someone else. So I was like, okay. I was like, yeah, she could like adopt the tiefling naming convention, which I love. I think it's a really cool naming convention. And I was like, well, what would be a word that would describe her? What would be a virtue name for her? And I was like, oh my gosh, it's so dumb. It's so dumb. But I was like, what if her name was Danger? And so when the devil was pulled out of her, I was like, oh, well, you know what we're gonna do? We're just gonna call that that new little imp, Fey imp buddy. We're gonna call him Danger. And so we did, and they were the worst in the best kind of way. It was like really fun. Yeah, and like it wasn't like a familiar. It was like a familiar in the way that like it kind of had to do what I said, but it was not like friendly, and I couldn't like do normal familiar stuff with it. It also like was explicitly said that if Danger died, all of the tiefling energy would go back into me or Adana, and it would be really bad. And so I was like, oh, okay. So he was like not allowed to do anything. He was allowed to, or they, I don't know. I think we like use he, she, and they as pronouns throughout the entire thing. And I think it's just because like the DM didn't even know what it was or what they were, and I was just like, okay. Like I tried to be like, oh well, they use these pronouns, and then it's like, nope, we have no idea. They just are, and they go by all of them. And I went, oh well, okay then. I guess that's what we're doing. But yeah, so that happened. So then eventually, one of our... Oh, no. No. Don't do that to me. Don't do that to me. I don't like that. That was a lot of work. I'm assuming, and I don't want to do it again because I'm assuming that'll just happen again. Ugh. Oh boy. Also, I had a fun moment today as I kind of like just rubbed my temple, and I was like, huh, why is there a divot in my head? Like right here, like above, like right, like in front of my ear. And then I realized that's where my glasses go. So right here, my head actually goes like this right now. Which is not great. Like, oh, I think I need some new glasses. I think that honestly might be a little bad for me. All right. Okay. Let's see what do I want to do? What do we want to do? Maximum 19 layers reached. No. No. Of course. Do we actually hit like the max layers with that? Hmm. Merge the eyes real quick. There we go. And then we will make a new layer. And we're just gonna mask. Okay, delete that. Mask. Okay. So. Okay. Okay, so this is how we're going to do it then. Alright. Okay, at least this way, if, like, we lose anything, we shouldn't... Should be recoverable. Like we'll be close to where we were. And I don't think... I think that... Just a selection layer was not our friend anyways. Oh, but yeah, so then, my one of the other characters, like, started investigating souls and stuff like that. Not necessarily because of me, but not necessarily not because of me, from what I understand. But he was able to... Oh. He was able to be like, yo, I figured out something. I figured out a thing. And I can, like, take I can do what that Fey Wizard did, Fey Witch Wizard did, but like better, like the correct way, because they were kind of like, I think I can do this, and I was like, oh really? And so they pulled the devil out of me for realsies and put it into a weapon, which is like something that we have going on. But yeah, so then she was no longer a tiefling. She was full elf, which was cool. And then there was like, I had some like issues with Blood Hunter, and I'm not sure exactly like how I still feel about the class. I'm not the biggest fan of it right now because like you're using the most important resource that you have in the game, HP, which is like fine, but because like you only need one, but it's also like a whole thing of like, oh, this can be a problem. All right. All right. Yeah, so like some Blood Hunter stuff, like I kind of wasn't feeling the class, and like there was just like a lot of issues with it, so I ended up switching over to reclassing to Paladin, and that's where she is now. And yeah. Oh gosh. I'm like that crash was such a blow to my patience. I'm just like, what if we maybe just didn't do that again? Like maybe I should just just put it into Photoshop. Just put it into Photoshop. We'll be done. We'd be done in like 5 minutes. And I'm like, yeah, but would we be happy with it? And the answer is probably. The answer is honestly probably. But I like, I don't know. Not the biggest fan of it. Like when it comes to the hair specifically, it can just become such a hassle to try and like grab anything. And like I technically could like throw it back and forth, but just exporting it multiple times seems like a good way to lose some detail, and just annoying on top of that. This is just very slow and meticulous work. And I kind of forgot about it, if I'm going to be honest with you. Like, oh, this will be quick and easy. We'll just like, we won't even need to open up the iPad. We'll just export it directly, and we'll be done. And then I was like, oh wait. But hold up, I forgot. I'm forgetting the most important part. One of the most important parts, because I am the dumb. I am the dumb. A little bit low, a bit high, a little bit low, little bit high, a little bit low, little bit high, little bit low. Little bit low. Little bit low. My lily alone. No, but we did this morning. Yeah, so I'm a little tired this morning, or today. I got about 4 hours of sleep last night. Because I was streaming, and then just coming down and like being able to fall asleep after the stream can take a little while for me. But and then I had to get up early this morning because I had to announce a parade, which was fun. Second year I've done it, but and I don't remember if it was the same way as last year on certain things, but there was definitely a moment where I was like reading through the script as I got it this morning, because it was just like I show up, I like set up my stuff, and then they like come over and give me this like little binder with like all the what everyone wants me to say, and I'm like, oh, okay, cool, and I just like read through it while the parade's going. I'm like, oh, okay, there's so and so's coming up. I see their number. It's like, it's them. So I'll read that announcement there, and we'll kind of go from there. The problem is that I for anyone who doesn't know me, I'm aggressively apolitical. Like, I have opinions on certain things when it comes to politics, but I do not like talking about it to anyone. Like, there are very few people I will talk politics to, and even then, it's like very small amounts. I have a lot of feelings about certain things, but it's like I have complex feelings about a lot of things, and so I like kind of remove myself from the discussion a lot of times. So it's like there's like also like some of the like I don't know. There's a lot about politics. I just really hate talking about them. And so the start of I start like reading. I get the script and I start reading through it, and I'm like, oh, okay. There's a lot of politicians that are like in this, which is, I mean, it makes sense, you know, like you'll have politicians be on like in a little parade and like, oh yeah, we're like, see me and vote for me. Remember, like, if you see me more often. So it's like, I'm like, I get it. I know how the game is. I get how the game is played. It was like, it's fine, but it was like, oh, there were just like some things that were like written in there, and I'm like, oh no, I hate that. I'm just like reading, and I'm like, oh, you know, it'd be kind of funny if like streamed it, haha. Like I couldn't. I mean, I guess I could like stream on Twitch, but like from my phone. But it was also like I was reading it. I'm like, ha 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 ha, nah, not saying that anywhere, anywhere that can be recorded. And so yeah. But it was, and then there were some like, there like, and it wasn't like just political stuff. It was also like other stuff that there are a few things like typically like the typical hot button issues that I personally do not like discussing too much. Sometimes things will come up in like fiction, and I'm more okay discussing like fiction and how it works, but the second it gets to like real life versions of it, I'm like, nah, nope, cutting the cord, pulling the cord on that. I don't want to have this conversation at all. And that's just how I operate. It's not my cup of tea to like really talk about that stuff, especially publicly. And like I get it, and like I don't mind like occasionally like a one-on-one conversation with a friend or like family member if they would like to have that conversation, which most of the time that's kind of a no. But or I wouldn't want to have that conversation with them. But the whatchamacallit, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, there were just some things that like, oh yeah, say this, and I went, no, I really don't want to say that. It's not like really what I'm my thing. And then I'm like, well, that's what they're paying for. But then I remember that they weren't paying me for it. I'm just like, I'm volunteering, and I'm like, maybe I just shouldn't say it anyways. All right. Oh gosh. All right, we're gonna turn on this background color. Blue's perfect. No, it's not. Gosh dang it! Because if I turn on the background color, then it. Okay, can I... Oh, gosh. Okay, well, we're not going to turn that on. We're just going to turn that, keep that off. Oh! But yeah, as a result, I'm very tired. There was also like some of them that were just kind of like hilarious to read. There was one that I like fully broke me, and I had to like pull the mic away from my mouth, and I was just like, okay, I'm a professional. Legitimately, I had to do that to one of them. I don't remember what it was. And then there was another one that was like, hi, this is so-and-so, and he's driving his such and such car. And it was like an old car. And I was just like, who is this guy? Because I'm like looking at everything, and I'm like, I'm willing to bet money that you have to like pay to be in this parade, or like contribute something to be in this parade. And there was no explanation on who this guy was. It was just like, hi, he's here, he's driving this car, and that's it. And I was like, okay, do like, why? And so the best I can gather is the guy was just like, it's like, hello, I want everyone to look at me as I drive my car. And I'm like, all right, bro. I guess. It's like, yes, I would like everyone to know that I have a cool car. It is an old cool car. Yes, look at me. I'm just like, all right, buddy. You do you, I guess. Actually, can I? No, of course that screws up everything. I wonder actually. But yeah, it screws up her hair. That's the issue. I'm wondering if I could just... Okay, let's do this. Okay, and then if I go here... Okay, but that'll keep her... Okay, let's try this. Just like this hair, it's just so hard to draw. I'll just like clean out. Alright, you know what, let's switch to something else. Alright. Just so I can like feel good about like it being like getting any any movement. I think honestly that's like kind of a good tactic, is just small victories. Before you know it, you're almost done. No. Alright, well, I kind of actually hate to do this, but I am, like, so out of it. I am so tired, honestly, that I'm gonna call it here for a little bit. I'm gonna go take a nap for, like, an hour or two. And then I'm so out of it. Like, 4 hours of sleep is not enough, and I am dragging so hard right now. So I'm just gonna go recover for a little bit. And there's no one in chat right now anyway, so I think it's kind of fine. I might also, like, my battery for my iPad's about to die. So I'm gonna animate this on my own time, and hopefully like later tonight maybe I can like grab some time to play Dungeon Boyfriend and wrap that up, or Boyfriend Dungeon. We might do that later tonight. Still, I'm just like, the more I do this, I'm like, I need to take a break. I need to do some self-care. It's very hard for me to do that, but I'm not going to drink that because I'm going to go sleep. But I need to do a little bit of self-care on this. We will hopefully be back tonight. If not, we'll definitely be back Monday, streaming. I really hope I can like stream Boyfriend Dungeon tonight, because I do want to play it, and I'm definitely not gonna have time to do it tomorrow. So we'll see. Kind of make no promises, honestly. I make no promises. We'll see what happens. I don't know. Maybe not. I don't know. I honestly don't know. Probably not, the more I think about it. But we'll see. Until next time, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and have a good night.